Hi, this is Carlos Cousins, and now we're going to be dealing with a problem that asks us to zero in on the tone of a passage that we're given. So, what you're going to do with this sort of problem is to look in the passage for what the author is talking about and how you believe they feel about what they're talking about based off of the type of words that they use, but also sentences they may be using, rhetorical devices like irony and things of the sort. So let's go ahead and do that together for this passage. It's a very short one, so we're just going to do all of it. As the sun went down, light began to be thrown in different directions as it reflected off the water. So this first sentence is describing a scene. It seems to be fairly neutral at this point. The waves were ablaze. They danced with light. All of a sudden, this sentence takes a positive spin on the image that we're looking at. Dancing is a positive thing. And the ablaze here that could have been interpreted as something negative all of a sudden takes a very romantic feel to it because you imagine the sun shining on the water and the water turning red as though it were fire. And the color of the sea was changing. Here lighter, there darker. So the description continues, and the image becomes more and more almost majestic as you go on. It was the first sunset Janice had ever watched over the water, having lived on the East Coast all her life. So here we can start assuming that Janice is very happy about watching the sunset, about having the opportunity to see a sunset over the water for the first time in her life. That is an assumption, though, so we're going to go ahead and mark that because that may or may not be what the intention of the author is. The light traveled through a break in the clouds and skimmed the ocean's surface, creating a path of color all the way up to the sand. Because of the diversity of facts that were given and the amount of time that the author is spending in describing them, we can assume also that the author is very interested, at the very least, in what she's looking at. So the author is sees some value in describing this. And you can assume that she's happy about what she's seeing, that she's enjoying what she's seeing, and that she's trying to share the joy that she feels from this image with us by giving us a feel of what the image felt like to her. She held her breath. The sun was sinking fast, and the picture was changing fast. She wanted to savor every second. And here we're told that that's exactly what's happening. All of a sudden, when we see she held her breath, we can assume that this is a passage that is describing sort of like a third person omniscient point of view, that it's describing Janice's point of view, even though we're speaking in the third person, and this is taken from a novel. So that's another assumption we can make. And the sun was sinking fast, and the picture was changing fast. She wanted to savor every second. Tells us that she's very much enjoying the image that's put before her by the description of the author here. So, which of the following best describes the tone of the passage? We can see that it wouldn't be really supercilious because she doesn't seem to feel. So Janice now, if we're going to assume that this is a third-person omniscient point of view, doesn't look like she feels to be superior to the image that's before her. This doesn't really seem to make much sense. Nostalgic. Well, we know that she comes from the East Coast, so if she were being nostalgic about something that she knows, if she was being reminiscent in a sort of idealizing what she knows from her past, I'm sorry, she wouldn't really be as enthralled by the picture before her. Triumphal. Well, we don't know that Janice did anything to merit the picture that's in front of her right now. It's not really a triumph. She's not really, if you think of a triumph, earning a trophy or something, she hasn't done anything for the picture to be there. She's just enjoying it. Agitated. Well, she doesn't seem to be very agitated at all. In fact, she seems calm. She's waiting for she wants to slow time down. The sun was sinking fast, and the picture was changing fast, and she wanted to savor every second. So reverential is the answer choice in here, in that she's admiring the picture that's before her. To revere means to admire. I hope that this helped with figuring out this problem. And just take the time to read and try to put yourself in their shoes.